Should we see Jayden Daniels the rest of this year, if healthy? Should Brandon Aiyuk be an offseason trade target? Who's the top prospect the Washington Commanders should be targeting in the 2026 NFL Draft? I'll tell you all that and more after the intro. Welcome back to another Burger and Gold conversation. Okay, how y'all doing on this chilly Saturday afternoon? Hope y'all enjoyed y'all Thanksgiving. For all those who celebrate, I know not everyone celebrate Thanksgiving, but for the ones that do, I hope you enjoyed it. Y'all haven't seen me in a while. Haven't made a video in a while. So this is probably going to be kind of a long video because I got a lot of stuff I haven't touched on yet. First off being the health of Jayden Daniels, Terry McLaurin, and the rest, Noah Brown and the rest of those guys that's been out all year. Would I want to see Jayden come back? I know he's not going to play this week, but shouldn't Jayden Daniels, should he play? Everybody want to know my opinion on should Jayden Daniels play. I wouldn't care to see Jayden Daniels the rest of the year, but I understand where the coaching staff coming from and the front office. They want to see the idea that they had last year. What it could, I think they want to go ahead and see this thing through and see the idea they have right, because this might depend on this might go a long way in the saying who come back here next year. Like far as Debo, Debo the main one. I think they want to see this thing through and see how far were they off about the vision they had with pairing Debo with Terry. I'm not sure if I'm not sure that the one. If they sit Jayden, I'm all fine with it. If they play him, I'm all fine with it. They got to be the one to fall on that sword. Something happened to Jayden. It's all on them. I understand where they coming from about trying to win a couple of these games, because you don't want to go from an NFC championship game to having a top 5 pick. Now that's coming from from the front office and coaching staff. They don't want to, admit that they built the roster or they put together an inferior roster from what they had last year. So they in the business of winning as many games as they can, while as fans, some of us is hoping for a higher draft pick so we can go back, we can trade back, up back to about 10. A lot of us don't see the need in winning 2 or 3 extra games, and if you're gonna mess up your draft position. We only have 6 draft picks, and 3 of those in the 6th and 7th round. 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 3rd, and of course we got a 1st round pick. So a lot of the fans don't see the need of winning 1 or 2 extra games, and if it's gonna mess up your draft position. A lot of us want a high pick, top 5 pick, preferably if possible, if feasible, so we can work that trade back, and acquire more draft picks. But the front office, the one got to live with the decision. So, uh, far be it from me. But what if you did get a top 5 pick and you could get back to 10? Who would probably be there? Cornell Tate would probably be there. Um, I don't see no way Ruben Bain or Arvell Reese would be there. But you may can get a Caleb Downs at 10. You maybe can get him at 10. So that just got me thinking about the Brandon Aiyuk trade. I see a lot of people saying about Brandon Aiyuk. Should we bring Brandon Aiyuk in? And the Brandon Aiyuk deal, if we didn't have to trade for him, if he was if he was released, uh, that would help out a lot. That would help alleviate, some things you can do in the draft. A lot of fans are like, they tired of recycling old players. Well, Brandon Ayuk is not that old. He's 27. I think he's 27 years old. But coming off a bad knee injury. From what I'm hearing, the knee had to be reconstructed. So I'd say a lot of our fans, we're like, when are we gonna take our time and get our own players through the draft? I know a lot of people like looking at it like, you got a Cornell Tate right there, a Chris Brazzell, a Jordan Tyson may be available. Where we picking at? One of those guys gonna be available. So a lot of people are wanting management to invest draft picks into younger, cheaper skill position player. And that's understandable too. That's very understandable. Because eventually you're gonna have to invest some high picks into the skill position player. I know they gonna be probably looking at an edge, a corner. You may can get Jamal McCoy coming off that ACL he had. You may can get him in the middle of the first round. You may still can trade back and get a Jamal McCoy at the middle of the first. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. I sure wouldn't be mad at that. You can get an Arvell Reese, a Ruben Bain, but they won't. I know Arvell Reese, Ruben Bain won't dig top 10 picks. So if you want them, you better not move too far out of where you pick. And currently we picking at 7, so you might to get a Ruben Bain or Arvell Reese if they do happen to fall to you. You're gonna have to pick where you at. But you can possibly move back and get a Jamal McCoy or a Caleb Downs, probably at 10, no later. You don't want to move too far back. You still want to get a good player. So that what the Brandon Aiyuk signing, that would allow you to be more flexible in the draft. You bring him in, and I say this: if Brandon Aiyuk need checks out, yeah, I would be down at 27. You got chemistry with Terry. I'm just saying, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I know we need to start drafting our own, and just invest some high end picks in on the offensive side of the ball to help Jayden. But if you can get Brandon Aiyuk, he healthy, willing to come here and play. I know that's probably what it's all about. He want to play with Jayden. So if we can get that, it wouldn't be a long-term deal. Of course, it would be a deal like you gave Debo this year, a prove-it deal, with some, or, set it up the way you did Terry deal, with a out. But I wouldn't be opposed to bringing in Brandon Aiyuk because I really want to work that first-round pick. I really I want to do some trade backs and acquire more picks with that with our first with our first pick, our first round pick. Um, you can also look at if you miss out on Brendan Aiyuk, something happen if San Francisco want to play hardball and want something high for him because they're not going to give him away. I think they're going to be on the books for a lot of money. I think he just signed that deal, if I'm not mistaken, last year. I'm thinking he just signed that deal. Well, this year, not last year. Well, I'm saying last year because it's coming up 2026. I'm thinking he made it just sign that deal. So that would mean the 49ers would be on the books for a lot of that money. A lot of dead money. But I'm sure they can work something out if there's a will, it's a way. It could be done, a trade or a swap, something can happen. A conditional pick or something. If they just want to move on from him, then they may want to send him somewhere else. So that could start a bidding war if he could start a bidding war. But it's always a Kyler Pitts. This one of my free agent targets will be Kyler Pitts and Tyler Algiers from Atlanta Falcons. I think Tyler Algiers will come in here and improve this run. Even though we got C-Rod, I love Christian Rodriguez, but for some reason, I don't know what the coaching staff, they must don't like him too much. I mean, I know they waive him and bring him back, but they won't hand him the ball. So it's got to be something they really don't like about C-Rod. But that C-Rod, that's my guy, man. That's my guy. Yeah, Christian Rodriguez is my that's my guy. I don't think he touched the ball near about enough. And with Bill struggling with fumbles, they may look to bring in a good running man. If you do, Tyler Algier from Atlanta Falcons, come on down. Y'all know I've been saying I wanted Kyle Pitts, but the tight end market, for instance, is going to be loaded though. So you don't have to. I mean, I'm just going by younger. I'm just going by younger, and with upside, but the tight end free agent class is going to be loaded, man. A bunch of all stars on there. So you won't have to do them but I'm saying somebody that can grow with Jayden. How old is Kyle Pitts? I don't 26, 27, maybe 25. Well, he's not 20. He's not 28 years old. I put it that way. Somebody that could be here like a go-to guy. We still got Ben Sinnott, John Bates, Yanko. But if you want somebody that can stay around and be here for a while, I can't think of nobody better than Kyle Pitts. So yeah, but Michelob Ultra. Yeah, but that's one of the players I want to target in Fraser. He may be number one on my free agent wish list of Kyle Pitts. Close behind that Tyler Algier. I see what he doing in Atlanta. I think he could come here. Him and Bill will make a wonderful 1-2 punch. If we can teach him to hold on to the ball, I haven't given up on Bill. I haven't given up on C-Rod. I love C-Rod. But for some reason, he don't get enough care. So I don't know how he fell out of favor with him or what's going on. It's something the coaching staff don't like about him. Yeah, but Kyle Pitts, Tyler Algier, those two two tops on my free agent wish list. Now, back to the Ruben Bain. I see a lot of drafts saying Ruben Bain may get to us from where we currently slotted the pick at. Pick 7. I see a couple of so if Ruben Bain, Cornell Tate, Caleb Down, Orville, I mean, I know this is unlikely. This is highly unlikely. Unless Dante Moore come out from Oregon, quarterback, they may push another player in there. And one of those guys might fall. But if we looking at them at pick 7, I know more than likely we're going to see a Caleb Down. We're going to be eyeing Caleb Down. I don't know if Tate's still going to be on the board. I see some Marks now got him going 6 to Cleveland with the game Shador had. They saying Cleveland may just decide to take a look at Shador if he play well the rest of the season, and they may end up taking Tate where they pick at. But I'm not too sure you pass on Downs or Baines for more picks at 7. If one of those guys make it to you at 7, you may have just stay there and take Jamal McCoy, the corner, at 7. But I think we can get him a little further back. I think you may can get Caleb at 10. You may probably still end and get Caleb down at 10, no later than 10. But yeah, man, I don't want to. I wouldn't care if Jayden play the rest of the year. I know the coaching staff want to see what the chemistry look like. Maybe they're thinking about bringing everybody back next year. If they come out there and it go well with Terry, Jayden, and Debo, that may be the plan. Let's see how it look. The vision see what we write about the vision we had about those 3 guys. That may be the plan. That may be why they want Jayden and to play Jayden and Terry and all them back on the field this year to get a good look at how this thing get a gauge of where they stand with bringing everybody back. If he play. I'm down with not necessarily changing, but I'm hoping to get a top 5 draft pick so we can mortgage that into some more draft picks and we can turn this thing around a little quicker. But if we stay in the current spot we at and you have a Ruben Baines or a Caleb Down fall to you there, I'm not too keen on trading back and picking. Maybe you have to stick and pick or a Cornell Tate and you just scrap the whole Brandon Aiyuk thing and just take Tate at 7 or Jordan Tyson at 7 if one of those there and just do this thing, start the youth movement and just, maybe trade some more of your assets like a Deron Payne. That's about all you got. A Deron Payne. That's about the best thing you would have. Cause I know nobody would take Lattimore. I don't know if he got into Brenner. Now I know you not gonna trade Larry Matanza. Trade with all that you gave up for him. So I know you're gonna re-sign him. Or maybe if somebody called you with a 2nd round pick, they might give up Tunsil and start Connolly on the left side. So a lot need to be. We gonna this game the rest of this season gonna say a lot. I know they rushing to get Jayden back on the field. I don't know what this is about. The season is lost, but they still want to win more games. just to knock them out of playoff position, out of draft position, move them back a couple of slots. I don't see the reason in that. I think the best thing to do is just let Jayden sit the rest of the year and come back healthy next year before he get out there and get hurt and it end up being even longer. May not see him for half of next year. Y'all tell me what y'all think, man. Would y'all like to see the Commanders lose out? Would y'all like to see Brandon Aiyuk in a Washington Commander uniform next year? And what player should the Washington Commanders absolutely stay pat and pick if they're available? Which player would y'all want to see them pick wherever they're picking at if they're available? Is it a player, a must-have player for y'all at number 7? Y'all have a wonderful rest of y'all Saturday. And I'll probably be back to make y'all video tomorrow before and after the game up. Probably more than likely before I forgot that Sunday night game. I'm surprised they hadn't placed that game out of prime time Sunday night game with our record looking the way it is. Maybe they will. I don't know what the rules is. They're only allowed to flex one of your games out if you have so many, or could they flex all of them? But anyway, y'all have a wonderful rest of y'all Saturday, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.